the house of slaves in Rome in the United States antebellum South. Now you're probably thinking, why did Brother Mateo choose to write about slavery? Isn't that something horrible? The answer is yes, it is something horrible. That's probably precisely why I chose to talk about it. Let me explain. When I was in high school in Miami, I loved to learn about the civil rights movement, about people like Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, about events like Brown versus the Board of Education and the Freedom Riders. These were all people that were living in a time in the United States where African Americans could not attend the same high school as white persons, nor could they go to the same movie theater or restaurant. They could not even drink from the same water fountain. So naturally, I asked myself, if these were people were living in the 1950s and all of this was going on, when slavery had already ended in 1863, then what was slavery like? After researching and reading some books, I found out about the horrors of slavery. This led to another question. Has slavery always been like this? I researched and researched and went further and further back in time until I reached one of the greatest civilizations to exist, ancient Rome. Here is where idea came. What if I can take these two civilizations that stand 2,000 years apart and compare the life of a slave in their respective reality? Now, of course, I couldn't talk about all of slavery, and this was probably one of the hardest parts, because I could speak about the diet of slaves, I could speak about the treatment that they faced, I could even speak about the culture that they had. But I chose to focus on one aspect, their homes, because it is one of the most fundamental needs of every human person. Now, I know that movements regarding race and slavery are touchy subjects today. In my capstone, I do not attempt to tackle these topics. Rather, I seek to present the realities that these slaves, these men and women, experienced. We can argue that slavery no longer exists today, but the more that we learn the history about it, less likely we are to repeat it.